curved needle and thread, a mannequin head with clear tape on it. Now this is crucial, especially if you're using the hot glue gun method. A glue gun, some glue, your bundles, some scissors, and your closure. Now I'm not gonna lie, I was being a little bit ghetto because I didn't have any T-pins, so I used my curved seed needles that was laying around just to hold down my closure, and this helps for you to have a seamless flat closure because it holds it in place while you're sewing it down. Now what I'm doing right now is just sewing down my closure. Throughout this wig, this is the only part that I'm sewing. Everything else is glue gunned. I usually just sew my closure just to ensure that I have security on my closure, because you do not want your closure coming off by accident, y'all. That is a disaster waiting to happen. So what I'm doing right now is just close stitching, and close stitching is also another trick that you can use just for your closures to be flat, because when you space them apart they become gappy and end up having little bubbles inside, and you don't want that. It also just looks super neat, and like even if you don't double knot it throughout multiple times with you sewing it, when it's closer together it's less liable for your closure to come apart just because it's so close. Now another trick, y'all, another ancient trick of making wigs is to do one side of the closure, stop, double knot it, do whatever you have to do to secure that one side, and then start on the next side. Now what this does also ensures security and flatness of your closure, because you don't want to end up going all the way around and then noticing at the end that your closure is uneven or it's kind of gappy or have bubbles in it when you're parting it. So what I do is I just do one side, stop, and do the other side, and end up going all the way around to meet that side that I stopped at originally, you guys. This is key to having a flat ass closure. Now after following my simple steps, this is how your closure should end up looking like. As you can see, the stitching is really close and neat. Now we're going to put up our closure in a ponytail since we're done with it, just to get it out of the way, since we're going to start gluing down our wefts. This is to make sure that none of the glue ends up on the hair. Now as you can see, I started my first track and we're just going in U formation. Now in order for your wefts to adhere to the cap, you're going to put the glue on the cap, not on the wefts, but on the cap. I know for, quick sew-ins, people usually put the glue on the weft, but since this is a hot glue gun method, you're gonna do it on the cap. This is to ensure that your hair is really secure on the cap, and while you're washing it, it won't come off. And you're just gonna hold it down for probably a good 5 to 10 seconds just so you know that it's secure on the cap. Now as you can see, I'm just gluing and gluing until I hit the certain spot that I want to end at, and I'm just gonna cut the wefts after I'm done gluing. I'm a run up on you. 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 Girl, you used to being quiet till I brought that loud. You say your dollars is a mountain, and your mama your accountant. You watch your figures, you a big deal. Got your fresh prince and a big wheel. Polo mink coat, that's a big kill. Put you on the phone like a windshield. I'll admit I'm wrong, but I know that you gon' come for me, yeah. Never gonna not hit that, your loving is just to me. And every time you hit my phone, you say you need company. I'ma run up on you. 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 I'ma run up on you.
Major keys, I'm the boss. Don't Griselda go off? Left from the loft and went to Bergdorf. Most of these dudes is really quite soft. 45 special, this is my cloth. About to drop an album, this is my fourth. I don't put sugar in my spaghetti sauce. Drop a freestyle and get these hoes perched. Fire burn, the orb your man. Sexy girls, when my girls get right. Is this another pan like them walk code. Just link with some hot gal outer road. Show me have the way smile, pretty boss wine. Rolex, not the pan on them dirty girl time.
Alright, you guys, so I finished probably like 3/4 of the wig already, as you can see. So this is where I'm at right now. And what I did, I just followed the same technique that I was doing in the beginning, where it's just like it's going in a U formation. So it's just going in a U formation like that. So then after a while, with the ends, like towards the end, I would curve the track. I don't know, hold on, let me show you. Okay, so if you guys could see right here, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it went straight and I curved it up just so like when I lift it up, you can't see no track. As you can see, it's flat and flawless, and that's why I like doing this this method better, just because like it's flat and it's secure and it's not going anywhere. Even when you wash it, you just can't wash it very vigorously. Like if you wash it hard, it's gonna start coming out. That's when it starts coming out. But yeah, so what I did is kind of like one track I would curve, the next track I would go straight to meet that curve, like how I did with this one. I met the curve, and then I'll curve again, and then meet the curve until I reach the top where the two temples are, which is where like the end of the closures are. Packing it in like this.
And every time you hit my phone, you say you need company. I'm a run up on you. 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 Girl, you used to being quiet till I brought that loud. You say your dollars is a mountain, and your mama your accountant. You watch your figures, you a big deal. Got your Fresh Prince and a big wheel. Polo mink coat, that's a big kill. Put you on the phone like a windshield. I'll admit I'm wrong, but I know that you gon' come for me. Yeah. Never gonna not hit that. Your loving is just to me. And every time you hit my phone, you say you need company. I'm a run up on you. 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 I'm a run up on you.
Major keys, I'm the boss. Don't Griselda go off. Left from the loft and went to Bergdorf. Most of these dudes is really quite soft. 45 special, this is my cloth. About to drop an album, this is my fourth. I don't put sugar in my spaghetti sauce. Drop a freestyle and get these hoes perched. Fire burn, the orb your man churchy girls, when my girls get right. Is this another day that your light shine bright? Ain't none of them in your life. Me have the game pan like them walk code. Just link with some hot gal outer road. Show me have the way smile, pretty boss wine. Rolex, not the pan on them dirty girl time. Yo, I told him pull up on me, faster than Danica. That's on the lawn trying to blow him like harmonicas. He call me queen, he know Nikki is the moniker. He wanna mix between Hillary and Monica. I switch it up, I switch it up, rip the beat then I stitch it up. Traveled and I bounced up all Sinead, sir. Barbie, I link up Major Laser.
I'm a run up on you. 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 I'm a run up on you.
Now that we're done with the wig, what we're gonna do is cut that little black piece of the cap that's underneath the closure. Now this is to help your closure look more flesh tone. Alright y'all, so this part can be pretty tedious considering the fact that you want to cut off all of the cap, but don't cut it off to the point where you started to cut off the stitching of the lace closure that you sewed on. So just be very careful and make sure that you're getting close but not too close. Now we're cutting off the excess lace from the lace closure, and you're going to cut it near the hairline. Now in order to style, I'll be using my Garnier Fructis Moroccan Argan Oil in the orange bottle, and I'm just going to use that as my heat protectant to straighten my hair. Now my method that I use in order to get my hair bone straight is the trace method, where I just simply put my comb at the bottom of my flat iron while I'm tracing it down just to get it bone straight, you guys. And if you want an in-depth tutorial of how I do it, then just comment down below.
I'm a runner, boy. I'm a runner, boy. Girl, you used to being quiet till I brought that.
Now after following all of my steps, this should be your result, a nice seamless wig. And in order for it to even be more seamless, I use my scarf to wrap it around my closure just so that my hair could be extra flat. And excuse the makeup on my scarf, y'all. It's been a long day, alright? Now we're just gonna go to sleep now.
And every time you hit my phone, you say you need company. I'm a runner, boy. I'm a runner, boy. I'm a runner, boy. I'm a runner, boy.